Welcome to X Tonight. It's kind of a later show today. I'm going to boost this. Oh, doo-doo-doo-doo. Yeah, I always kind of wonder what kind of an audience I was going to get at 7 o'clock at night, Pacific Standard Time. Got 4 people checking in. Awesome. Just going to jump right into it. From the Gateway Pundit, breaking Supreme Court overrules ruling against Texas congressional redistricting. Good. But like I've said, even with this and the 5 seats they gain, I mean, I think they might do a play in the South. Saw that with South Carolina where they're going to start passing maps without the VRA. And if they do that, and then the Supreme Court in like the spring, they're like, okay, VRA is gone, then they can use those maps. So if everything breaks in their favor, and I'm counting California to stand, I don't think that's going to flip. I still think the Democrats win 5 or 6 seats. It's just a question of how much of a wall they can create. So if they enter that thing like plus 4 or 5, so it's 225 theoretically. I mean, they could hold serve, but like I said, I feel like that map's going to be like tight regardless, man. Look at this. Like there was a lady earlier today. This lady's crazy. She's like, how will we know we're in an environment that could see Dems win 30 seats, 30 plus seats? Lady, quit smoking crack. No. You're not going to win Trump plus 10, 15 seats. You won some races because you had a huge Democratic turnout in New Jersey and Virginia. Same thing happened with Republicans a couple years ago. They won Virginia. They barely won New Jersey. And they're like, oh, it's going to be a red wave. No. It's not going to be a red wave. It's not going to be a blue wave. It's going to be, you're going to gain a few seats. Okay. But that's it. A year is a very, very long time. Eric Dowdery, the U.S. Supreme Court immediately overturns activist judge ruling that struck down Texas new map. Now, if Indiana gets in gear, like I said, if everything breaks their way, if Indiana, I think Utah and California are set. That Utah seat was ridiculous, but it is what it is. I mean, they've had a Democratic seat in that state before, so Virginia could be in play. But just looking at the map, what I'm guessing is the Republicans go in with like plus 4 seats. In addition to the 220, they lose 10. So they're up 224. So, yeah, I see the Democrats keeping the Democrats will win the House 219, 216, or 220 to 215. I think they'll be in that range. But I think Republicans keep the Senate. But if the VRA is overturned, then they keep the House and the Senate, and then full meltdown. Full meltdowns ensue. Edna says, of course they did, bought and paid for, but she's got a picture of Trump and Epstein together. So what does that tell you? Scott Moorfield, that's great. But if Texas can do it, why can't California? Not saying I want them to, but what is the legal argument against it? Texas will be going blue anyway, seeing how Trump's approval rating is in the toilet. Well, I actually did something earlier today. And there's another genius. Amy Siskind. I have no idea who she is, but she's like a homer, man. She is probably one of the biggest Democratic homers. She's an activist. Okay, that angel investor. Who is this woman? She's in pretty good shape, though. It's rare for a Democrat nowadays. Holy crap. Trump is cratering. A new low for Trump approval during the second regime. Yeah, regime. Pollster ARG approved 35, disapproved 62. Just 32 approve of his handling of the economy. Even Republican pollster RMG has him at the lowest level of his second regime. Grok, what is the current Democratic approval rating? RCP has him at 34. Fox has him at 39. Emerson 35. CNN 30. But if you compare that, I'm like, what's Trump's numbers compared? So if you compare his average, it's way higher than, in almost every metric. It's higher than the Democrats. So, people may not like Trump or they're pissed off about him, but at least he has higher numbers. That's what he always says, right? Higher numbers. OSZ, Marjorie Taylor Greene is resigning from office on January 5th. Couldn't make it January 6th, 2026. Yes. Something happened with her. Probably a scandal we don't know about. It's hard to believe you turned on Trump out of principle when you mysteriously resigned. No. Called it. Mace will lose the South Carolina governor's race. Boebert loses a primary fight. All three are out of Congress. You know about that. I don't really see. I mean, Boebert is kind of the wild card. I don't like Mace. I don't like Marjorie Taylor Greene. Didn't like Massey, but Boebert, I'm still on the fence with her. She really hasn't done anything that is like a red flag. Oh my God, these people are still at it. Ed Markey, it's almost been 5 years since Donald Trump led an angry mob to the Capitol with gallows and noose in tow. Bullshit. Now he's calling for members of Congress to be hanged. Double bullshit. To my Republican colleagues, what are you going to do to stand up against this violent dictator? What did you do for Charlie Kirk and all this other, when people were threatening Supreme Court justices? Ed Markey kind of looks like Louis Rukeyser from Wall Street Week, if you ever look at him. I used to like Wall Street Week back in the day in the 80s. All right, hold on 1 second. One of my family members turned on the fan down. We're going to be on a hiatus for a minute real quick. Hold on. There we go. Sorry, my fan in my house, one of the bathrooms is behind me. So when the fan clicks on, it kind of creates a little feedback. So I don't want to talk over the fan. Zoran Mamdani visited Trump today, and it's one of those things where it depends on It's the same movie, but two sides get two totally different conclusions. Benny Johnson. I heard he had fun at a BuzzFeed event once. I heard he had fun at a BuzzFeed event once. I think he likes BuzzFeed. President Trump says he's confident Zoran Mamdani can do a good job and may shock conservatives after meeting with him in the Oval Office. I feel very confident he can do a good job. I think he's going to surprise some conservative people, actually. It's weird. I don't know. Maybe he's setting him up for failure. Who knows? Ben Shapiro, I was first in line to see Wicked this week to say, I have thoughts. Of course you do. But every time I listen to you, buddy, I actually have to hit 25% slower on my YouTube video. Supreme Court just handed Trump the immigration equivalent of a nuclear button in a 5-4 ruling. They can confirm he can use the 1798 Alien Enemies Act to treat Tren de Aragua as what it is, an invading force. That means no more endless appeals, no more activist judges blocking deportations. Venezuela gang members can be rounded up and shipped straight to El Salvador's mega prison. This is a historic win for border sovereignty and law and order in the United States. The only people upset today are the open border globalists who never thought this day would come. There'll be another lawsuit. They don't get it. Don Lusre, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Looks like Bob Marley. It is reported that some of the top Democrats are pushing for AOC to run for president, with Jasmine Crockett as her vice president in 2028, man. Yeah, okay. I have said since day one, Gavin Newsom, sorry. Sometimes I talk a little faster than I need to. Gavin Newsom will not be the nominee for the Democrats. He is logically the best choice for the Democrats. Pitt, Vance, and Newsom, there is a great chance Newsom wins. I would say that Newsom is the favorite versus Vance. But the Democrats have this system called superdelegates. So the Republicans do it the right way. They just get delegates. Whoever wins the state, that's the number you get. The Democrats, of course, don't work that way. So they have their number that's voted in. But these superdelegates have more of a say, and these are the establishment Democrats. I don't think it's going to be Newsom. It's going to be somebody like AOC or Mamdani. It's going to be somebody extreme. I've said this since day one, and I stand by it. The Democrats know how to. Oh man, they didn't know how to snatch victory away. They did that last year. I am one of the rare. I'm in the rare minority here, but I think if Biden stayed in the race, even with that horrible performance, he would have beaten Trump. I know it sounds crazy, but the Democrats always F it up. I mean it. Biden would have squeaked it out. Then they would have done the 25th, and Harris would have become president. That would have been the smart play, honestly. But see, when you live by DEI and you just look you look at the world through color and race and sex and gender, you make those decisions. And that's what they're going to do in 28 is like, we need a woman who's good with the kids, the young kids. No, they're going to screw it up. They're going to run somebody like AOC or Omar, and we're going to look at a 1984 landslide with Vance winning if that's the case. You put Newsom in there against Vance, you're looking at a 2020 type election. 50-50. But like I said, Democrats, yeah, they're going to screw it up. My prediction. From pro-American politics, Trump made Mamdani his biatch. That's what happened today. Trump played nice, but Mamdani kissed the ring. Now the left is saying the opposite, that, oh, Mamdani stood tall and Trump groveled. Don't know. Stephen Miller. From the day one, all Democrats had to do was kiss Trump's ass, and he would give them anything they ever wanted. Instead, they went along with their fever-swamped online lunatic base by calling him Adolf Hitler. One of the most incredible political miscalculations I've ever seen. When they go after Trump hard, they lose. And I think they're throwing everything at Trump right now. Don't know. Gunther Eagleman, again, Supreme Court drops the hammer. Yeah, Texas. Oh, Vindman and Raskin. How do you know the Democrats have nothing but despair? Vindman and Raskin brought out Khashoggi's widow. I think he was the Saudi journalist that was killed. Yeah. Marina Medvin. This was part of MTG's reservation. It's also absurd and completely unserious. I refuse to be a battered wife, hoping it all goes away and gets better. She really wrote that. What the hell? If I'm cast aside by Mega Inc. and replaced by the neocons, big pharma, big tech, military, and all industrial war complex, foreign leaders, and the elite donor class that can't even relate to real Americans, then many common Americans have been cast aside and replaced as well. Bless my heart, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Bless my heart. There is no plan to save the world or insane 4D chess game being played. When the common American people finally realize and understand that the political industrial complex of both parties is ripping this country apart, that not one elected leader like me, Marjorie Taylor Greene, is able to stop Washington's machine from gradually destroying our country. And instead, the reality is that they, common Americans, the people, possess the real power over Washington, then I'll be here by their side to rebuild it with my $20 million or whatever I made in the stock market. Insider trading. Until then, I am going back to the people I love, to live life to the fullest as I always have, and look forward to a new path ahead. I will be resigning from my office, my last day being January 5th, 2026. Bless your heart, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Bless your heart. You know what that means. Wasteland says, this has to be the worst month for Donald Trump and MAGA I've ever seen. What are we actually doing here? Nothing. You're just a moron. She probably got some like hosting gig on some network that pays way more for the same crap she did as a congresswoman. I mean, Tucker clearly needs a co-host, says Pasha. I don't think she's wrong about this. John Smith. What is she up to? Trump's done, effing done. Barbie emoji. Whatever. Yeah. The U.S. State Department to officially label DEI policies as human rights infringements. That's going to cause some meltdowns. Megyn Kelly is at the Honda Center in Anaheim, and tickets are as low as $12. So you're in Anaheim, You have nothing better to do. Nah, I'd rather do something. I'd rather watch water drip. Yeah, I don't get this one. House Majority PAC is investing 1 million in Trump plus 22 district. Democrats actually think they're going to win this one. Yeah, they're going to lose, but I bet you they win. The Republicans win at like a small margin, and they're going to say, "Oh, it's Trump." Well, Republicans don't turn out for midterm elections; they never do, or off-season elections. Who's Carol Leslie? What's the timeline for? Is she a Democrat? Well, whoever you are, thanks for following me. She looks like she's a Republican. So Carol Leslie, thank you for joining the club. Yeah, she's a Republican. Yeah, thank you. Whoever follows me while I'm on stream, I will follow back. There you go. You got to follow. Thank you. No problem whatsoever. I think I'm just gonna like look at the news and just come up with crazy voices while I read them. Have a little fun tonight. Clandestine. Remember when the woke right morons said that Massey and Marjorie Taylor Greene were going to take down Trump and take over MAGA? Remember when the woke right morons smeared me and called me a foreign asset for correctly calling out Marjorie Taylor Greene for being a traitor? That was cute. Indeed. Follow Clandestine. He has a good following. Kim.com. What happened to this guy? I used to like this guy, but I think the stroke did something to him. Trump needs 28 state plan more than Putin. The US government is broke. The US economy is fake. The US market's propped up with that printed money. If I was Putin, I would play them on time like shit and wait. Win the war, get rid of Zelensky and his Nazis, and let EU leaders fall with him. Yeah, whatever. Go get treatment. Yeah, the world is mad. Incoming New Jersey governor floats end to paying federal taxes in protest of Trump administration. Wow. At what point does Trump institute the Insurrection Act? At what point? I don't think it's going to happen, though. I think Jake Tapper joins a slew of Democrats who are now telling U.S. military not to carry out illegal orders. He compares Trump and his supporters to Nazis. Tapper is encouraging sedition and defaming Trump and his military. I remember something Joe Biden said. Hey, Jack, what time is it? Can I get some ice cream? Yeah, you try to have a insurrection about us. We have jet fighters and drones, and you just have guns. I remember he said that. It still applies with Trump. Breaking, it is reported that at least 6 people have been shot at the annual Christmas tree lighting in Concord, North Carolina. Democratic governor. What do you expect? Democratic mayors. Huh. This is interesting. Wall Street apes. Target Christmas tree pricing scandal. America's shopping for Christmas tree. Target says the cost of the tree is $75, but it's on sale for $52. You could save $22.50. The woman notices the original prices on the Christmas tree boxes have stickers over them, and she peels them back. So what does she see? $50. Oh, wow. So it says $50 on the box at Target. It's their Wonder Shop trees, but it's on sale for $52.50. Save $22.50. What and what the hell? That is bizarre. That is like really bizarre. And I clicked out. Damn it, son of a bitch. All right, share screen again. So yeah, go to Target and try that experiment. Go to their trees, see how much they are, peel back the sticker and see what the real price is, and then go up to the counter and complain. So you should take $22 off the 50. I want this tree for $28. Damn it. RNC Research Democrat Joe Manchin, who's a hero, calls out his party for failing to secure the border and praises President Trump. What do you think Donald Trump is doing right? Is this that idiot Moran from ABC? Oh, yeah. The border. It's the wrong thing the Democrats do, and they can't even say they made a mistake, which is true. Congressman Maxwell Alejandro, is this Frost? Yeah. What does he have to say? The Trump administration is forcing 170,000 people, including families, seniors, people with disabilities, out of their homes and back to their streets. This is cruelty. We know how to end homelessness. Do you? Look at California and Newsom and all the people on the street. Do Democrats know how to handle homelessness? You don't do it with, he says, you don't do it with handcuffs or funding cuts, but with safe, affordable housing for all. What a clown. This is from MS News. God, MSNBC sounds so much better. MS Now sounds like multiple sclerosis now, you know? The hell? Yeah, this idiot Lawrence O'Donnell who predicted Epstein. He's just predicted the end of the line for Trump for the last 10 years. He says the American military should never follow illegal orders. 2 federal judges have ruled that Donald Trump's ordering of the National Guard are illegal orders. Ask the citizens in those cities if they feel safer. Not the white upper class people. I'm talking about like the inner city lot. They feel much safer. Look it up. We never needed a warning like this for any other president, but we absolutely need it now with a convicted criminal. Yeah, that channel is just for like ratings. At this point, they're just saying stuff to have people tune in. It's been like that for a while. Gonna wrap up in a little bit. House Republican veterans speak directly to the military and intelligence community, urging them to stand strong for law and order and the Constitution. Yeah, that's what you need. They knew what they were doing. Wink, wink. You don't have to follow illegal orders. Wink, wink. Yeah, if you feel uncomfortable inside and you need a safe space, you go into the corner and cry, and you don't have to follow that order. But then your ass is going to get court-martialed. Oh my God. This communist jackass. Never forget that Senator Mark Kelly voted to not pay our troops during the shutdown. Start calling him discount Lex Luthor. Man, what does he have, a hole in his head or something? Jeez. Matthew Mardson. Just a reminder that Like a Virgin is the worst song ever written. Like a Surgeon is actually better than Like a Virgin. Jamie Michel. It is insane to me to see conservative commentators to have gone hard for Trump every day for 10 years stay silent as his entire music is being flushed down the toilet by the woke right radicals attempting to hijack and destroy it from the inside, or even worse, take their side. Well, no, I agree with you. I mean, they're going hard, but I think outside their bubble, I don't really see it. I don't see that unless I look for it. I mean, if anything, I see how batshit the left has been lately. Like, batshit. The woke right, I mean, all right, this is interesting. Hustle bitch, whoever that is. TSA just made ID optional if you pay them and let them scan your face. Oh, for fuck's sake. This is real. TSA is proposing a new rule where you can show up to the airport with no real ID, no passport, no physical identification at all. But instead of turning you away, TSA will say just pay us $18 and step into the biometric scanner. They'll run your face, fingerprints, and personal data through a new identity verification kiosk. Upload it, store it, and in return, you'll get a 10-day pass access DSA checkpoints. Read that again. You can travel with zero ID as long as you pay the government and hand over your biometrics. The clock has started. Yeah, keep an eye on this one. Wow, this is. Huh. Wait until you find out what the DMV does. True. We're entering an age of techno-fascism. We will never be free again. Congrats, America. TSA just launched OnlyFans for your face. That's pretty funny. Jesus. Do you feel that we're headed all in the same direction no matter what? Maybe. All right, I'm going to wrap it up here. Like 2 more stories. Oh my, this guy's really going to run. He could win, California. Eric Swalwell, CCP Eric, and Fang Fang, Ching Ching, whatever her name was, announced on Jimmy Kimmel Live he is running for California government or governor. They think Democrats are going to win that Tennessee race. Yeah, sure. Dems can take a Trump 21 district in Tennessee. LOL. Yeah, not going to happen. All right, guys. So that is the end of my show. Have a good night.